Aloha, it's Matthew, and I am coming back with my series of oh goodness, what did I call it? um Everyday plates? All season plates, that's what it is. All season plates. Um and if you've been following the channel, you know that April was a tumultuous month, but I am back into the groove and I'm bringing you this plate M357. That is their Swirls plate. And if you have a draw toward more Baroque or antique or lacy looking things, they also have an antique Swirls plate, which I don't think I'm going to pull it out because I may end up using it as an all season plate video. But the idea behind this series is that if you're just getting started in stamping, um, this might guide you toward plates that you can use throughout the entire year. When I first started buying stamping plates, I got a whole lot of very specific ones like St. Patrick's Day or well, Halloween doesn't really count because that's like a whole month worth of fun. I love the Halloween season because my birthday's also in October. So, but you know what I'm getting at. It's very specific plates that really are only good for one or maybe a week out of the year. I'm not gonna wear a St. Patrick's Day manicure in November, but um, these plates they're timeless. They don't have any part of the year that's associated with them, so you can use them with any color, any finish. Um, you can really just follow your heart. So let me grab a paper towel and we can go through the polishes that I've got on the rack there. My order from the Mooncat sale arrived, and so we're going to get a sneak peek. I do have a swatching video with all of those polishes that I got coming up. But this one here, oh, let's just zoom in on these guys real quick. This first one is Ghost Ship, and as you can see that strip down the middle, it is a magnetic polish. It starts off in the bottle, it looks almost indigo blurple because of that spread of that silver magnetic pigment. But once you magnetize it, it becomes much more blue. The blue base becomes more apparent, and then that silver line strikes down the middle, and it's just gorgeous. The second color here is Ginger Snatched from Hollow Taco, and it is from their Cookies and Creme release. I decided to include it because this last fall, I tried browns for the first time, and I always thought I was a really bright color or grays or sparkly glitter, but browns really they have an understated elegance to them, in my opinion. And so I ventured out and I've got a few more browns in my collection now. This next one here is ORLY Liquid Vinyl. It's just a good solid black creme. If you have any black creme, you don't need to get specifically ORLY. If you like their breathable line, uh, they also have, come on, focus. They also have Mind Over Matter, which is basically the same opacity. It's a really good. I only picked up the liquid vinyl because it was on sale at TJ Maxx for like $5. So I was like, well, I'm always gonna need more black, so might as well pick it up. We've got Artichoke B499 from Maniology on this base, and I have sung the praises of Artichoke over the course of the past 6 months or so since I've had it. It is one of my favorite. I think it's my favorite green gold, and it's actually I like it so much. I've been considering getting a backup. I have one backup, and that's I bought it because it was a limited edition. And, and then I kind of felt guilty about it, so I was thinking I might give it away. I bought a second spyglass from the Hollow Taco royalty release this year. Oh, someone's throwing things from their royalty release this year. I just loved it so much I bought two. And then this last one here is from KBShimmer, and look at the reflective glitter in that one. It is just majestic. Look at that. It's almost unreal looking how sparkly that is, right? And so all of these are just the color, except for this one. I put a glitter smoothing um, top coat on it because I thought, especially with these like thin lines, I didn't want them to look bumpy or ridged because reflective glitter can have a slight texture to it when it dries. So let's go and pull out here. And oh, on my nails, I'm still rocking Maple from Atomic Polish. I put this on, I don't know, 2-3 days ago. And it's still looking good. There's a little bit of chipping and a little tip wear. If we don't zoom in, no one's going to notice. If I don't point it out, no one's going to notice. I think it's the nice. I like this warm gray. I'm typically into more cool grays, but this one looks nice as well. It's got like a gold to red to green at extreme angles shimmer. And then it's so some points it just looks like a nice soft gray, and then it catches the light, and you got a little surprise there. And that was from Atomic Polish. So let's get stamping, you guys. If you hadn't heard, this last weekend I became an ambassador for Maniology, and if you use the code Matthew10, if you buy anything, you'll get 10% off, and then Maniology will send me a small commission based on your sale. It doesn't work on clearance items or the subscription boxes, but anything else, give it a whirl, and I'll use any money that comes from them to reinvest in the channel. Okay, so let's take a look. So now, this magnetic, I really wanted to bring it on because some people have purchased magnetics and then they get a little overwhelmed by how much time it can take to magnetize all 10 of your nails, and it does take some time. Does it look outstanding when you have all 10 done? Yes, but it can be a little tedious. So I found that I like to paint them all on normal and then magnetize just one nail on each finger, usually my ring fingers, as an accent nail. And then once those ones have been magnetized, then I'll stamp on those ones as an accent nail. And then that way, it's just taking a little bit more time than normal to magnetize two nails. For what it's worth, you maybe give that a shot, and maybe you can find some new love for your magnetic polishes. So I think I'm going to go silver on silver. So this one has a silver magnetic strip in it, and I think we're going to try So Metal. And so I've done this look before where you take and you magnetize in the cat eye style like that, and then take something like this one here that's just a straight swirl across a straight swirl. It's you know what I'm saying. It's an elongated swirl in a straight direction, right? And then you can stamp it right on top of that magnetized line, and that will give you that will really highlight the magnetization. But I want to try a little bit of a different look, and I'm going to try and pick it up in one pull and see if I can make it happen, I'm going to use this one. Trying to decide which one will work best. You know what? It might just not work in one pull. Let's not get too complicated. Let's just go ahead and give it a whirl. I'm going to use this one down here. And with metallics, sometimes you have to work just a little bit faster to make sure you get it picked up. So now what I'm going to do is just do right here on the tip like that. Right? Okay. All right. Okay. So you could stop there. That is, you could stop right there and just be simple. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call that simple. That's pretty elegant, right? Or you can do what I was thinking. I'm going to use the next one up from it because it's very similar, but just a little bit larger in scale. So let's do that one again. Kind of starting out with the bang, the metallic with on a magnetic silver, and this is okay. So I just want that top one, so I'm going to pick that off. Okay. So then what we're going to do is come in from the other side. So this would be your cuticle end, and do another swirl from the other side. And I think that that looks sharp with that strip right down the middle, and then having that straight line course right across the nail, and then having the swirls to accent it on both sides. Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do is at the end of the video, I'll zoom in and we can take a more detailed look at each one of the nails. So if that's too, I don't know, snazzy for you, or too showy for you, too flashy, um, that's why I chose the Ginger Snatched to give you a little bit more of a mellow look. And I'm going to use Coconut B268 on that one. And I'm going to use this, I think this full nail design will cover that one. It is a little bit of a larger tip, so that's something to be aware of. If you have really, like I've got really wide thumbs, so some of these swirls, if I did it this way, I don't think it would still work. But I don't know that any of these full nail designs would work on my nails necessarily, on my thumbs in particular. But something like this, that's like a standalone, or any one of the ones we just used, or this one, those ones could be good on my thumb. So just, you know, if you have longer nails, or if you have wider nail beds, this plate does still have something to offer you, even if you can't use this top row on those wider nails. So let's go with this one here in the corner. And Coconut is like a nice bone colored ivory, off white. And it goes really well with browns. Get that nice and full. There's a lot of oh, I can't think of the word, where the polish goes into the holes. There's a lot of gaps in there to fill in. Okay, and let's go. I think this is gonna fit. You guys see it? Nope. Oh, there we go. In the very back, it looks like we didn't quite meet some up, but no one's gonna stop you and say anything about that. That's lovely. Oh, see, I guess we didn't quite get to the side. You know what? I don't know that that would have helped. Didn't quite get to the side on that, but this is a very wide nail tip, like I was saying. So maybe if your nails are a little bit wider, that particular design isn't going to be the best for you. But I mean, look at the size of this. This tip is like this is a 00 or a 0, which is like for a wide thumb on a more delicate, maybe a woman's hand, right? So it's bigger than my index. It's bigger than wider than my middle finger, right? So this design will probably work for most fingernails out there. And you can still get the idea of what it looks like even if you, let's just ignore that far side. So, um, also, if you've been following the channel, we got a puppy recently. And we started with his name as Kai, which was his name that came from the breeder. But the more we got to know him, the more we came into the name Bandit. He's a little bandit, and he's got a little black mask on his eyes. I'll pop in a picture here. And he's just adorable. He has doubled in weight since we picked him up, so he is growing fast, and he's sitting here in the room with me, just chilling, just kind of sleeping over in the corner. He's a really good boy. So on the black, let's do some cozy B350. Um, I think I might need to look into a better gold. And I say better because this one can just sometimes be hard to work with. I've got some really good results out of it, but sometimes it takes 2 or 3 tries because this is one of those metallics that you just got to work quickly with. And I think I'm going to do this little delicate swirls, these little light ones. That's what I'm going to do for this nail, another whole nail design. So yeah, Bandit went to his first vet appointment and got his second series of shots, which I think I shared prior that leptospirosis is really common in Hawaii because we don't really ever have a cold snap to kill it in the soil. Oh, see, that was just a poor pickup. I'm not going to force it, you guys. I'm not going to force it. I think that polish might just be better for painting bases, and and I might just accept that it's a more difficult one to work with when stamping. Even though like I just pulled it out, I try and make it work. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull in Artichoke for the win. Almost every single time when Cozy has made me struggle, I pull in Artichoke and it comes through in a clutch. That's funny. Speaking of clutches, um, my car, I drive a manual transmission, um, and if you were born before Windows 7 or after Windows 7, you might not know what that is. That's a stick shift. So my car has a clutch pedal, a brake pedal, and a gas pedal. There's 3 of them down there. If so, I'm driving around for work the other day and I couldn't get it into gear. Like I was really struggling to get it in, and I think my clutch is finally given up the ghost. And what are we doing? Artichoke. I think my clutch is finally giving up the ghost, and I couldn't even get it into reverse, and I was kind of panicking. But my partner Scott is just the best. He was at work and he said, "Okay, just come by, leave your car here, and take my truck." And so I took his truck around the island. And then when he came home, he said, when he drove my rig home, he said that he didn't have any issues. And I was like, well, he thought I was just trying to get his truck for the day in a joking way. And then I went out the next morning, and yeah, it's still stiff. There's something wrong with it. There we go. That's a much better pickup. Do you see that? I don't know if you... There. Much cleaner pickup on all those lines. And then we're just going to go straight down on the black. Oh, my goodness. I keep saying how much I love this one, and there's a reason. Look at that. It's just so elegant. Black and gold makes such a lovely combination. And, you could do this on all of your nails, or again, I typically like to do just my ring fingers most of the time. Sometimes I get a little sassy and do more than one, but I like to stick to that as I like it to be simple and understated, but still somebody can see it and be like, oh, what's that? And then start a conversation. But I think that black on gold looks stellar. So again, we'll zoom in at the end and take a closer look. So on the artichoke, what's kind of funny, I had pulled out, originally I had pulled out straight up black, and I was like, well, you can't do gold on black and then black on gold. So I pulled in Acorn B498. It's funny, these two were in the same Manny by Me box. I think it was maybe last October or last September maybe. And it is a dark, dark, dark brown. It's nearly black. When you put them side by side, you can see that they're different, right? But this brown is a deep, deep brown. And we're going to go on the artichoke. And I think I want to do... I think I want to do this more thick one over here. There's a lot of thinner swirls on this plate. And if you're into a more thick design on your swirls, that other one that I talked about earlier, the antique swirls, has much more, has thicker lines, more Baroque looking, or like when you think of like a brocade fabric maybe, or like some old Baroque style wallpaper. That's what that plate has. And I think that gold and black lends itself to a really classic look, right? And so I think I think a thicker line lends itself well to that look. Let's go right here in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to go for this thicker line design on the artichoke and using Acorn for the stamping polish. Uh-huh. Oh, so more about the car. So, I mean, I think I almost hit 300,000 miles on this Mazda 3. Um, I I really got the life out of this car, and so I'm looking for a new car that's coming up soon, and kind of thrilled, kind of scared, kind of excited. I see that. Well, I'll put it on the nail, and then we can talk more about it. Okay, let's take a... Yeah, right like that. Mm-hmm. What I wanted to say was, see this thicker line? I want that coming right up the middle, but I didn't want to talk too long and have it dry on the stamp. And like I said, we'll come back in and zoom in on those and get a better detailed look. And we're on the last nail tip here, and then I do have I'm going to put some on my nails because the last time I did the that April Manny by Me kit, the last video I did, I skipped over my nails because the video just was going a little... I felt it was going a little long. Okay, so on the sparkly design, there's already a lot going on that nail, right? And so I think I think I'm going to add more to it. So this one is Pewter B323, and it is another silver. They're very similar, these two. In fact, I think that if you have one, you don't necessarily need the other one. I think that the only difference is that one is a little bit finer. The pewter seems to have a little bit finer of a particle, and I don't think it's not picking up on camera. The pewter has just the tiniest bit finer, so it looks more like a solid metallic, where this one has a little bit more of a sparkle within the metallic, if that makes sense. But honestly, if you have one of these silvers, that's probably enough. If you put them side by side on stamped nails, I couldn't tell you which one's which, probably. They're that similar. So like I was saying, this one already has a lot going on. So I think I'm just going to do one dainty little swirl across. I think I'm going to go across the back end. A lot of people like the French tip look, and I think that the cuticle end of the nail doesn't get enough love on stamping. So I think I want to do this one. Yes, yes, yes. This one here on the end. I moved the plate and then the light was hitting it differently and I thought I lost which one I wanted. Okay. So we're going to scrape it. And we're going to pick it up. Got it? Okay. So then on this cuticle back end, I want it to kind of hug. I want it to go right there. Yeah. Yeah. Just a little in from the back. Yes. That's exactly the look I was going for. Perfect. Okay. So let's zoom in on these ones and take a quick look, and then we'll come back and do my nail and wrap it up. Okay. So the first one we did here is that Ghost Ship base with the metallic or magnetic strip and the one in from each end. And this was the idea of like, I like having it, offset at different angles, right? Gives it a little, there's a lot going on that nail, but I think it's a very beautiful nail. So then we got our softer, maybe considered more work appropriate if you're in one of those workplaces. Cream on ginger, right? And then here we have this one, I think is kind of like artsy, classic gold on black. And then we have deep brown on a green gold. So this was the artichoke stamped, and then this is the artichoke as a base. So it has a pretty similar effect when it's painted on versus when it's stamped. Sometimes metallic polishes can look different in the two ways of application. So then we got the acorn stamped on that one, and then this nice little delicate swoop on, maybe you do that like on your pinky nail. Just a little hint of a kiss of extra thought put into your nail design, you know what I mean? Into your mani, I mean. Okay, let's pop back out, and I'll put those right there so you guys can still look at them if you want to. There we go. Okay, and then, so I'm going to do just this nail, I think. And I want to do a full nail design. And I want to do this one here on this end. And I thought, did I grab? Yeah. I think Luna, no, I don't think it's going to have enough contrast. I'm going in with straight up black. I want some contrast. And this, I just don't think the Luna, I think it would be soft and delicate, and it would be there. But I just don't think it will have enough contrast to catch the eye. And so I've put on lotion and cuticle oil over the past couple days. So real quick, on my nail, I'm going to put some ORLY Bonder Base. I had talked about getting an 8-ounce refill for Christmas from my mother. Yeah, they have that on Amazon. So if you didn't know, I think they've got like even like a 16-ounce and a 32-ounce. But I was like, let's just see if I get through the 8-ounce first. I mean, um, I use it. I use it as a base on almost every mani that I do on my nails. Um, so we'll see. Let's see how much I use it. So I put that on my dry nail to give it a little bit of a tacky surface. Once, if I run out of Bonder Base, then I'll pick up some Maniology Sticky Base Coat. It's their product that it seems to be a very similar formulation. And in this particular instance, it gives you the same result. It gives you a tacky surface for a stamp to stick to on a nail that's been dry for a minute. Okay, so we'll just pile on that black. This one has etching. That was the word I was looking for earlier when I called it the gaps. This one has some deep etching that has, well, I guess all the etching's the same depth, but this one has some extra etching to fill with polish. Okay, let's scrape it, pick it up. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go this way and just like, can you guys see it? Just like that. Mm-hmm. And now this design, I didn't even see it until it's actually on my nail. This design lends itself well to, if you remember the very last video I did where I talked about those sun rays coming in on the Mani by Me kit plate to draw your attention toward the center. If you look, this one kind of has a center orientation where all these swirls are coming out of. So if I wanted to add a little something right there, this could be another good choice for a design to highlight. Like if I wanted to do like a reversed colored image that was kind of small but wanted to highlight it, I could do the reverse colored image and then put it right on top right there in the right where all the lines converge. Okay, so let me just finish cleaning up these edges real quick. And then the one thing that you got to remember when you're stamping is that if you just go straight to standard top coat, this polish will smudge because it'll be reactivated ever so slightly and you'll smear your design. And we just spent a lot of time, doing your nails and then adding a stamp. You don't want to smudge it. So Maniology has, smudge-free top coat. And so I start with a layer of the smudge-free top coat, right, to lock it all in, just like that. And then about 5 minutes from now, I'll come back with my favorite quick dry top coat, which is the KBShimmer Clearly on Top. I say it's my favorite, and you might say, well, Matthew, that bottle's full. Why haven't you used it at all? Well, I have. I bought a 4-ounce refill back in November because they had I think it was 30% off on their Black Friday sale, and look at how much I've already used. So hopefully this will make it to this coming November, and then I can pick up a new refill because currently that's my favorite quick dry top coat. It does have toluene in it, less than 5%, but still it has toluene. So if that's something that you're not into, then this is not the top coat for you. But if you liked the super glossy taco from Holo Taco, this is very similar to that formula because it has the toluene in it, which makes just this candy shell glossy top coat that I love. And you know, with the frequency that I'm doing my nails, I don't think that I have anything to worry about with the toluene. I'm not doing nails all day long, you know, for like clients. And I have the window open and I have a fan running on the ground just to keep the fumes moving around in here. So I think it's good for what it's worth. So if you've liked my video, feel free to like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And until next time, bye.